So, as we all know, September is the start to the NFL season. However, we're not in September yet. We're in August. And what do you do in August? You start figuring out what you're going to do for your fantasy football seasons, how many leagues you want to play in, what different things you want to do in regards to that, which gives me a perfect opportunity to introduce my new sponsor for this year, and that is Underdog Fantasy. Now, Underdog Fantasy and I decided to partner way back in May, so I'm very excited to really announce this. And they also gave me a promo code. It is UCFJAG. What it's going to do is going to be able to double your deposit up to $100. So put down $10, you get 20, 50, 100, 100, you get 200, and so on and so forth. And I have opened up some fantasy football leagues for us this year. So let's go ahead and get into a little bit about what Underdog has to offer. So a few different things that Underdog is offering for you this year. The main thing is going to be Best Ball Mania, where you can win up to $15 million in prizes. You submit your team based on the allocated salary, and then you are able to potentially win some money. But the big thing that I am going to promote on my end is that I do have different fantasy football leagues for you guys. Now, they are best ball leagues. For those of you who don't know what best ball is, in the past, I have done different fantasy leagues for different members of the channel. But one thing that I kind of failed to do was I kind of failed at it in the aspect that I took on too many leagues, and it was very, very hard for me able to keep up with my lineups, be able to keep up with waiver wires, trades, setting lineups every week, all those different kinds of things. So it got really, really difficult. And not only was it difficult for me, but there's a lot of people in the leagues that kind of weren't participating. This is going to be totally different. What best ball is you draft your team and then your management is over. From there, every week, they're going to pick your best players from your bench, and whoever your top scorers on the teams are, those guys are going to slot into your starting lineups. And then boom, you are not going to have to, be worrying about setting your lineups each week. So right now I have three different drafts open. I have a 12-person draft. Let me make this a little bit bigger. I have a two $10 entry 12-person drafts. Right now, pretty much all of them are open, and as they fill up, I will create more. But these are the ones that are open right now. So if you guys are interested in joining, one of these leagues, I'm going to put the description down below for you. Once these drafts fill up, the draft will start, but it's going to be a slow draft. So every person is going to have 8 hours of draft. If it's overnight, they'll add a couple of different hours. So, just be able to, if you download it and you join one of these leagues, keep your notifications on so if you're on the clock. You have about 8 hours to pick and things like that. So, yeah. And, I'd like to get a bunch of these filled, as more people come in, we're going to be able to get these things filled. Now, a couple things. So there is the drafts that you guys can enter, but there's also cool things called these pick'em leagues where, look, we're all NFL people. If you hit on the NFL season, you can basically see like futures picks over here. So, Jared Goff, 25.5, there's different, picks you can do on here. I know I submitted basically this over here. So Calvin Ridley right now is at 892 and a half receiving yards. I'm going higher on that all day. I think that is an easy pick right there. Also, I think Trevor Lawrence at 4,020 and a half passing yards. I think higher on that one all day too. I think those two are very, very solid picks if you're going to look to do this. Evan Ingram, 4 receiving touchdowns. I went higher. Look, if you're going to pick a Jaguar player, go higher because we want fun. We want action. We want that kind of thing. And then I got a little bit tempted here. I saw that, I put down $50 on these 5 picks, and that's going to multiply. That's a 20 multiplier. So if these hit, I get $1,000. So a couple other things. I did CJ Stroud at higher than 13 and a half interceptions. I just thought rookie, wide receiver is a little bit questionable. He's going to start week 1. He's going to throw interceptions. And I had Bijan Robinson at higher than 8.5 rushing touchdowns. Look, all he needs is 1 touchdown every 2 weeks to be able to fulfill that. So, I mean, I love these picks right here. And look, I got a 20 multiplier on that. And you can even insure your picks. It's going to basically, so if you make 5 picks and 4 out of 5 hits, then you don't lose out on everything you would essentially If you get 4 out of 5 right, you're gonna still be able to get your money, but the multiplier will be down a little bit. So these are a few different things that I have to offer. And like I said, man, I have all the links down in the description. Be sure when you sign up, use my promo code, and I'll basically have the open fantasy leagues right down below for you guys to join if you guys are interested. So huge shout out to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring me for this football season. I am super super pumped to be able to work with these guys, and yeah, just thankful, blessed. If you guys have any questions, please reach out, and go Jags.